out here on the front part of the property. I was working yesterday. You can see where I've scraped a lot of this stuff into piles, building up burn piles. And I run into a problem with the backhoe. I don't think it's something I can fix. So I'm gonna have to pay somebody to haul it to a shop and fix it if it's worthwhile. I've talked to a couple of people and I've done a little YouTube university myself on the problem. And it might be fixable and it just might not be cost effective. Hang out for a minute, we'll get into that. Take a little walk around the property and talk about what's going on. Problem with the backhoe. I don't want this channel to turn into a negative channel. It's not meant to be. It's more or less meant to document how we've come out here and homesteaded this property. When we moved out here, when I came out here the first time, it didn't even have a road through it, didn't have a driveway, anything through it. So we've done a lot of work to get this far, and it is a ton of work. It's not an easy life. It's a simple life, but not an easy life. One of the things that makes it easier is having a backhoe. You don't have to have one, but it does make clearing the trees, these dead trees, all these trees right here that have fallen, makes cleaning that stuff up a lot easier. I can clean all this dead tree stuff up in a couple hours, have it in a nice big burn pile. But it's not a necessity. My backhoe has decided that it doesn't like me right now, or more or less it just needs a new clutch. I can't do it myself. There's two things basically. It either has a clutch or it has some type of hydrostatic transmission, automatic transmission. I don't know. I think it's got a clutch in it, but I don't know. Going to YouTube University and watching videos on older case backhoes, I'm seeing a lot of clutches and manual transmissions, not this other type of transmission that this guy's talking about. There's a guy in town that I'm talking to about my backhoe. He's helped me fix it a couple times. He's a real good guy. Doesn't charge a whole lot. Just a real good guy. Talked to him on the phone yesterday. I said, I think it's my clutch is starting to slip. He says, well, it could be two different types of transmissions. He thinks it's this other type where you have to rebuild the transmission. It has a lot of valves and springs and all this other stuff in it. And I explained to him, I said, well, it's got a stick and it's got a high-low selector for the transmission. Two different sets of gears, or a splitter if you want to call it that. He says, well, I'd have to come out and see it to really know. I can look at it and tell, but by the way you're telling me, it sounds like it's just a standard manual transmission and it would just need a clutch, which is a simple fix for him because he's got a shop to do it in. I can't do it out here. If I had a shop with a concrete floor, 2 floor jacks, and, well, time, which I have plenty of, I could do it myself. But I don't have that. I don't even have concrete floor out here anywhere. Which is what you basically need. You need a level concrete floor to roll the 2 halves of the tractor. It splits in 2 halves front to back to get the motor and tranny apart. You need that flat level surface to work on it. So he's going to come out today, look at it, and tell me whether it's fixable or not, or whether it's worth fixing. It might be a big giant paperweight. I'm hoping not, because I really like to have my backhoe. It's a lot of fun to ride. I'll take you over here to the backhoe, show you a little bit about it, see if you can figure out what you think. So this is it. This is what makes me think it's a manual transmission. It's got the stick, right here, the high-low selector down there, clutch pedal that goes down, that rod goes down to the rod right down there and toward the bell housing. The bell housing and the motor is where it splits to do the clutch. Now, that's a lot of work to do in the dirt. I'm thinking it's a standard transmission, but I'm not a mechanic and I'm not gonna try and act like one. A lot of different things could be going on in there to make it a different type of transmission. Maybe there's some weird type of transmission that has manual selection but no clutch. Fingers crossed that that transmission is just a standard clutch. Like I visually looking at it and my minimal knowledge of tractors, I believe it to be a standard clutch. So I'll keep you posted on the backhoe. When the guy comes out and looks at it, I'll let you know what he says, what he thinks he can fix it for. Hopefully it's a reasonable price and we can put it in the budget. Just another hurdle to work our way over when we're building up this property. It's nothing that's going to stop us if we don't have a backhoe. If this turns into a gigantic paperweight, I cannot say that I can afford another backhoe. I would probably see what I could do to part this one out and get as much money for it as I could, but it's not going to get me enough money to buy another one. If that happens, we could rent equipment by the day to build our homestead. Rent it for a weekend, have them drop it off and pick it up, pay the bill. That's that. It's more of an expense, but it's something we could do if we had to. I don't feel like I should leave stuff like this out. For those of you that are following along because of the homestead that we're building, maybe you're looking into homesteading yourself. If all I put out were videos that reflected all the fun times we had and how great it was and we never ran into problems, it would give you a false sense of what homesteading is. Homesteading is definitely not an easy life. It's a lot of hard work, but it's a simple life, which is what we moved out here for. We moved out here for the simple life. It's very peaceful out here. Living in the trees is what we've always wanted to do. So if you like the channel, hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. Hit the little bell for notifications. And if you like this video and the things you see going on, hit that like button. Leave a comment in the comment section if you know more about case backhoes than I do, or if you recognize that transmission as being one of the two I've heard of. Until next time, guys, go make something.